Hi, Stacie Woodworth with Epicure, here to show you another one of our amazing meal solutions and one of our favorites for the idea of cooking once but eating twice or 3 or 4 times in the case of my family of 3. So I love Epicure's pulled chicken and equally said their pulled pork because it's simple with just a few pantry ingredients to add to chicken and have a really wonderful pulled chicken that we will serve on sandwiches, on sweet potatoes, in tacos, or even on pizza. But now that the weather is turned off cooler, one of the things I enjoy doing is also repurposing it into soup. So what I'm going to show you today is just really quickly how you can take those leftovers and make another yummy, nutritious, though fast and family-friendly meal. So I'm going to use the leftovers and then we're going to put together a soup inside one of Epicure's multi-purpose pots. And I really love to stress to people, use what you've got. There is a recipe on my website, but I will simply use whatever I have on hand in terms of veggies or tomatoes, as you'll see. So to my pot, I'm going to add some diced tomatoes. That's what I've got. I don't have crushed or whole tomatoes, but use what you've got. So I'm just adding those right in. We're gonna turn the heat on and get this going. Now, obviously you can use whatever pot you like, but the reason I love Epicure's pot is because in a job like this, it's really got this great deep shape for the 12 cup size. So I'm going to be able to make a nice big batch of soup. And just the design of it, the handle stays cool. It's really great for gripping and grabbing, but it also has the measurements in there. And I just really appreciate that when I'm doing some other recipes. Now to the tomatoes, I'm going to add, the recipe calls for you to add broth. I love to use Epicure's Nourish broth, of course, because again, one of the amazing products that is low sodium and packed with so much great nutrition. So it's a great source of vitamins, B12, and there you go, not loaded up with sodium. And I also love how budget friendly this is. This jar will make the equivalent of about 22 cups of broth. So it's about 25 cents a cup. That's pretty awesome. And in terms of sodium, just 85 milligrams in a serving. So that is amazing. So I've got my broth, I've got my tomatoes. I'm gonna give this a stir. So many recipes in the cooler weather where I love to use a broth, add some flavor, as I have done when I had rice. So again, I'm using what I've got. I'm using the leftover rice from a meal. And I had seasoned that up with the Nourish broth because I think it adds such a great flavor when I'm cooking grains. But I could also have made the rice today if I needed more rice. And of course I would have used the multi-purpose steamer and had that done in just minutes. The other thing I'm going to drop in here is the leftover pulled chicken that we've got. So again, the recipe I use as a guide, I am going to just add in all of the chicken that I had left over. Ooh, it's already just smelling so great. Love those flavors. Now, the recipe also said to add in corn. So you can add in whatever kind of corn or really any veggie that you enjoy. Just gonna add in a couple cups of that corn. I think it'll give it such a great color. And the recipe called for a couple of bell peppers, but I don't have bell peppers, but I do have some frozen bell peppers. So again, I'm gonna use what I've got. You could simply choose to use fresh. You could omit it, do your recipe however you would enjoy. So I'm just dropping that right in We're gonna let that all cook together. And won't that be so pretty with those different colors? So I'm just gonna choose to use about half the bag and get this cooking. So that's how fast and easy it is to make a pulled chicken soup with Epicure using a few ingredients that we had left from an earlier meal. Now, while this is coming together, I can simply put together some biscuits or some cornbread muffins, set the table, or do any one of the other number of jobs that we have as busy people in the course of the day. But I wanted to share this with you, and I hope that it is a blessing to your family, and I would love to know what you're cooking.